Well, hello.
We're live.
Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining us here.
Yes, it is time to talk a little bit about the cruise industry. Things have been happening since we've been cruising on the Sun Princess and doing our first celebrity, and it gets close to the holidays. So we thought it's time to discuss a few of these things and see what you think about a few things that's going on around the cruise world.
Well, again, welcome everyone. We are Jill and Jerry, the Cruising Canucks.
Yes, and this is our Sunday afternoon live that turns into a podcast on Monday mornings. If you miss it live, you can get us on repeat. It's not quite syndicated, but close to it.
Oh, yeah, right.
It will be in repeats years down the road. Probably not. Oh, so yeah. So today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about private islands.
Ooh, private islands. I love a good private island.
About pineapples. And what direction they're allowed to be on cruise ships now. Cruise cancellations. We had a whole bunch of things we want to talk about. So why not? And for those guys out there that haven't started shopping yet, you still have 9 days to go. So you still got at least a week before you have to worry about it. So
is this the clock you sort of gave yourself today?
Exactly. We got over 7 days till it's getting too close. And there's only this weekend and next weekend left to shop if you do it on weekends. So if you stretch it out to the 24th, you still got a little bit to go. Not you? Are you done your shopping?
I am officially done. Yay. I actually have one more thing that still needs to arrive from wonderful Amazon. But other than that, everything else has been wrapped and is under the tree. I'm just waiting on one item and it's on its way.
You must be excited because the postal strike is done. You can start ordering dresses again.
Yeah, I don't know if I shared this with you guys before in the last live, but I tried to purchase some cruises for our cruises. Gosh, I can't even speak today. I tried to purchase some dresses for our upcoming cruises in the new year for our group cruise specifically. And I got a notice from the company that I ordered it with saying that they were refunding my order because they couldn't ship to where I live. So anyways, I was very happy to hear that they're putting a little bit of a pause on the postal strike. It's not resolved, but there's been a timeout called. And so hopefully we'll be able to get a few things that we weren't able to get delivered coming to our house late in a little while.
Exactly. That's what we needed. More dresses.
More dresses. I might have a problem. Moving on.
Oh, seems the colder it gets, the more cruises I book is what Doug
well, there
says.
you go. There's a good problem to have, Doug. That sounds lovely.
And
the colder it gets. Yeah.
So we have a couple of things to cover before we get to the meat of today.
Okay.
And first is just we had some videos come out last week. I think a bunch of you must have saw them because we had a lot of people watching the videos. We had a lot of uptake and people want to see what the Sun Princess is all about.
We did.
So a lot of people watched our day in Princess Keys.
We did.
Yep. So they enjoyed seeing that, which was also our day of moving our cabin.
It was.
A lot of people are curious as to why and how that all played out.
Yeah. It's a lot of work having to move a cabin after you've unpacked it because you don't want to spend the time to pack it up properly. So you're literally just grabbing all your stuff and throwing it in the suitcases. I even took some stuff just on the hangers and carried it on my arms and then replaced the hangers from the other cabin. Anyways, it's a lot of work, but we were so thankful we were able to do it because boy, did we ever have a good sleep after that.
Thank you, Princess. There you go. And Gary gets in trouble for continuously looking at cruises, by the way.
There you go. So it's not just you and me having this debate in our household.
Oh, so yeah. And then also we had a sea day. So we were able to show you what it was like on the Sun Princess around the ship during a sea day to see how busy it was because there's more people on that ship than a normal Princess ship. It's also bigger than a normal Princess ship. So we wanted to see how that balanced out.
Yeah, and I thought it did very well, actually. I was pleasantly surprised.
I thought it did really well during the day.
Yes.
Really bad in the night. That's what I would say.
I guess that's what I would say too. But we've been on some cruise ships, Caribbean cruise ships, that on a sea day during the day, you can't get a lounger anywhere on the pool deck. And that didn't seem to be the issue. I mean, there were times where it was busier than others, but there was always some seating available. And like the food lines at lunchtime were all very reasonable, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I've been looking at some of the footage because I'm editing for San Juan that comes out next this week, and I thought was odd is that the main pool was like crazy busy, but the dome pool hardly had anybody in it.
It kind of reminds me of like, when we've been on the Enchanted Princess, the Sky Princess, that sort of class of ship, that retreat pool at the beginning of every cruise is usually very quiet. It takes people 5, 6, 7 days to figure it out. It gets busier as the day goes on. And I think that was our experience, or as the cruise goes on. And I think that was our experience with the Dome. Yep. It was pretty quiet the first few days. It got a little bit busier near the end of the week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't help that every time someone said, "Where's the Dome?" I said, "It's on the aft of the ship down low." Fooled them for a couple of days.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. So coming up this week, we have San Juan coming out in a couple of days. So you get to see what we did in San Juan, which actually includes us coming back to the ship and swimming in the pool because it was so hot in San Juan. Mm-hmm. We had a meal in San Juan. We just poked around old San Juan. You can just spend forever just walking the streets.
Looking at the buildings and the beautiful colors that everybody has their homes and shops painted. It's just lovely. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, this week, after San Juan, we're at St. Thomas. So you're going to get 2 port days back to back in this week's vlogs. And we go swimming with some creatures in the sea. Won't say anything more and spoil it.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm. So a little bit of an update. So you probably haven't heard us talk much about the 2026 group cruise because we keep bouncing around from shit. As soon as we think we've got it figured out, we're about to announce it. It's like something happens. Price changes or the ship that we thought we wanted to go on might not be the right ship for that.
Yeah, there's been a few complications trying to get it all organized and sorted out.
And for those that are on our Facebook group, you'll see that we had a survey go out this week. We're saying, where do you guys want to go? Let's kick this around and kick around everything from New Orleans to different types of cruise lines. What do you want to do?
Right.
And I think we've already had over 200 people already voted in that to say, here's where we want to go. So a lot of people seem to want to still go to the Caribbean. They want to seem to go on Princess or Holland America. Mm-hmm. Some people seem to want to, maybe a little bit more than 7 days. Some want just 7 days. So we're trying to balance all those different things out and pick something.
But like somebody lovely said in the Facebook group, we really can't please everybody. I know we can't, but we've been trying to sort of, get a general sense of what everybody what the majority of people would want to do. And so just because, like we said earlier, we had an idea and then that didn't pan out. And so we've been trying to sort of come up with plan. Well, we're probably on plan C or D at this point, but we're getting there.
Yeah. So as far as an official announcement, we haven't quite decided when that'll be. I'm not sure if that'll come after Christmas and New Year's and all the craziness the next couple of weeks or whether it'll come right after the group cruise. We haven't quite decided when we'll announce and start booking people, but it's definitely coming in the next month or 2 here.
Within the next few weeks.
I think we're really close. We still have to reach out and see if we can make arrangements for a group booking and do all those behind the scenes stuff before we get to the actual announcing it so we can start booking. So
feels like we've been here before and it didn't. So hopefully everything works out this time. I'm keeping everything crossed.
Actually, in fact, I was going to start looking at some of the group cruise bookings for a couple of different cruises and I got sidetracked looking for more cruises and that type of thing. Some people waste hours and hours going through Instagram and looking at reels and stuff. I waste hours and hours looking at cruise itineraries. So that's the way it goes. And what do we have? C Day Vlog. Past week received the comment. It's our comment of the week. And it's controversial. Because we, the people.
Yeah, we got a little bit of feedback from a few, well, I don't know if they're followers, but
probably not, but viewers. Some people called them the troll.
Well,
I'll read the comment that came into us this week. Okay. And some people say, ignore these people, make them go, but we like to actually be pretty straightforward in how we approach our channel and showing you all the different places we travel. So we thought it was fair game. But the comment was, these people, us, complain too much. Are all Canadians like this?
So sorry, fellow Canadians, if we're painting you in a bad light. That's the first thing we'll say. But yeah, the reality was we did run into some hiccups along our journey. But I didn't feel like we went overboard on how we reacted to the bad cabin. But I guess they thought we were complaining too much.
I'm not even sure if it was the cabin video that they commented on, was it?
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, was it? Yeah. So, one fell swoop, they attacked an entire nation and us. but yeah, and I think that one thing that we do, and we take this kind of very seriously, is we edit the videos and we always preview the videos. And we always go through, and one of the comments I always say is, how is the balance in the video? Does it really feel like it did that day? Is the tone right? Was it a positive, upbeat day, or did things happen that we need to kind of we want to make sure that we don't like complain a whole video. We also make sure we don't want to just gloss things over. If things happen that we should tell you about it, because you're spending your hard-earned dollars on a cruise vacation too. So
yeah, that's sort of, I think I can safely speak for both of us when I say that we felt like we take a responsibility when we're vlogging, and that we're trying to be extremely honest, and you know, we leave the good and the bad in the videos, as long as it's sort of, you know, in a polite way or whatever. We're not trying to be overly negative, but we're also not trying to be everything's, you know, bubblegum and sunshine. If something's not happening great, then we'll share it. So yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, we've gone on cruise ships and we've been over the top going, this is like the best cruise we've been on. This is fantastic. And we praise everything that we see that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. And we go on some cruise ships and it's like, oh, why can't they get this right? Because this seems like an easy thing that's really frustrating us. And a lot of times what we do is we talk to other passengers or people that we're traveling with and say, what do you think of this? Because this is something we've noticed. And especially if it's a negative, and see if it's just us or if it's something that other people have noticed as well. Because we don't want it to just be an us thing. Maybe it's just something that's particular to us. But well, yeah. So I think we try to be honest, because we don't want you to go spend thousands on a cruise saying the Cruising Canucks said this cruise was the best cruise they've ever been on, and go and say, why didn't they tell us about this? We want you to know that what we saw, we're going to tell you straight out. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, we're paying for these cruises, and we know that you're paying for them, and so let's be honest. That's ridiculous. Canadians are the nicest people. One of the comments just came in from Sherry. Probably someone's never been on a cruise. So yeah. And there's two approaches to comments like that we have. It's either like, you know, if they're really bad, they just get removed from the channel, or we try to explain to them. But yeah, we usually try not to ignore stuff like that, because we think it's an opportunity to kind of educate someone as to how we approach. We don't just do this on a whim.
Yeah, we didn't remove that comment because there wasn't anything inappropriate on it. We have removed comments when people have been vulgar in their language and you know, attacking people.
And the good news story on that comment is that like over a dozen, if not dozens of you came to our defense saying, you don't know the Cruising Canucks. They are completely honest. They're not negative people, you know. So a lot of you came to our defense, which thank you for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate it, because I mean, we try not to be sensitive when we get a negative comment, because we understand that everybody has their own opinions and they have a right to that. But I mean, it's hard not to take it a little personally when people say something like that comment. And so yeah, it hurt. So yeah, we try to roll with the punches, but I will say that we were very happy to see that other people didn't agree with that comment. And if you do agree with that comment, then we are sorry. We are just trying to be honest and fair and tell you how we see it.
For sure. All right. And there's been times that we've had a negative experience happen on a cruise, where through the editing process later on, we learned that what we thought was the case was not the case. And so we'll actually not have that comment show up in the video because we were wrong at the time, that we didn't understand what was going on. We had a better understanding later in the cruise. And so we say, we're not going to leave that in a video because it's not technically accurate anymore. So we're that careful about what we put on. Yeah. And so on to your favorite time of the show.
Oh no.
It is trivia time.
Trivia time.
Yes. Are you going to get this one today? You've been doing good lately.
I doubt it.
Okay, here we go. So we're going to talk a little bit about Half Moon Cay in this next little segment after trivia. So I thought that would be a appropriate topic. So in 1980, what was the first cruise line to visit Half Moon Cay? At the time, it was known as Little San Salvador Island. And bonus points if you know the ship. But what cruise line was the first one to ever go to Half Moon Cay before it was known as Half Moon Cay?
Oh my goodness.
1980. So think about cruise lines in 1980. We'll see. We'll watch the comments here and see if anybody has a guess here as to what cruise line.
I feel like it's a trick question.
You feel like it's a trick question?
So like, I mean, my first impulse wants to be Holland America, but I think that would make too much sense. And so you wouldn't put that there. So now I am going to double guess myself and say Carnival.
And I can see answers coming in. Scott is saying Carnival.
Oh.
Athena and Brian are saying Carnival.
Okay.
You're saying Carnival.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a guess.
The Big Red Boat, Scott says Carnival. And if you've watched our new Stotendom vlogs, I do a spiel in the harbor there in the water talking about the battle.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
And how Carnival and Holland America,
we're not doing this lie again.
Their ships did battle in that port, and Holland America won. But yeah, it's not Carnival though.
It's not Carnival.
No.
Is it Princess?
It's not Princess either.
For goodness sakes, I have no idea.
Do you want to guess any more?
Sure, let's just go through them all. Is it Holland America then?
No.
It's not Holland America. So there you go. I don't know. NCL, Scott's saying now. Terry's saying NCL.
Scott and Terry are correct.
It was a Norwegian ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those that are really fast on the Google machine, wonder if everybody found out the name of the ship. What's a good name for a Norwegian cruise line for a ship?
Yeah, you got me.
How about the SS Norway?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh? You looked at me like you thought I was making it up.
I did. I did think he was making it up. Okay.
I can put the answer on the screen so people that don't believe my words can see the words there. So yeah.
Okay.
There you go. It was Norwegian was the first one. And actually, Norwegian had made an arrangement with the Bahamas government to be able to dock there, to go there. That was the first arrangement before, and it was 80. And I think it was like, at least almost, 10, 15 years later before Holland America actually bought it. I think they bought it in 90 or 89, something like that. Yeah, 96, somewhere in there. Yeah. Yep. There you go. That's your information upload today.
Good. No, there's no more tricky questions for me.
No.
No more trivia.
Oh, I am going to jump to a couple of the comments because they relate to the comment of the week that we had there.
Okay.
So before we jump into the final topics that we're going to talk about today, let's talk with the people that are they're providing a little bit of feedback here. Okay. I'm just seeing that Kelly says that no worries, Jill and Jerry, you're always very diplomatic with your comments. Thanks for your videos. There you go.
That's nice.
It's hard not to be polite when you're Canadian. It's like drilled India. You have to go out of your way to try to not be polite.
Well, that's not true. But
that's true.
There's many negative Canadians and not polite Canadians out there too. So it's just. But I mean, we try to choose to be positive as much as possible in life. But yeah,
there's sometimes bad things will be happening on the cruise line. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but I notice it in the editing sometimes, and we're laughing as we talk about it because we're just like, it's silly what we're seeing, and so it kind of amuses us, even though it's a negative sometimes.
Well, and I think that's sort of how we deal with when there's problems that come up, whether it's canceled flights. We've had that happen a lot to us, and I'm sure, like most of you, once you've traveled a lot, there's complications that come up. Yeah, you're going to get a noisy cabin and not sleep and try to ask for help. And if it works out and you get a new one, that's great. Flights are going to be canceled. There's no point in yelling at the poor customer service people that are trying to put you on another flight, stuff like that, right? So yeah, we often, laugh through challenging situations when we're traveling because you have no other option. That's the reality. Getting angry is only going to upset you.
Kathy says she thought you handled it well. She's had noisy cabins as well, so frustrating. Pay no attention to those people.
Thanks, Kathy.
And Kevin saying that Sherry is right. Canadians are
nicest folks.
There you go.
Would rather brave with Canadian folks. Thank you.
Yep, for sure. And back to Sherry's original comment there. If I can find it.
Sherry's saying, I want anyone vlogging to be completely honest, which, is true, right? Like I think that, that's a responsibility. You don't want us to say everything was wonderful if there wasn't wonderful things.
Yeah, and that's where I always get my guard up, because that's why I'm always like, I'm looking for myself as a vlogger. If I'm going on a ship I'm on, I'm looking for other people that may have vlogged it.
Right.
So I want to make sure that I'm seeing something that is someone who actually went and paid to be on the trip and experience it as I would as a customer. So it's one thing to go on a trip and do a press trip. It's different than going on there and paying for it and have an expectation for value.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I think those are the comments there. Leighton's Life is saying it that did seem like it was a trick question, he said.
Yeah, right? He likes to do that to me.
Trick question.
He loves the trick question.
Based on facts. Where's Bruno tonight? I see Mary's asking, by the way.
Oh, he's sound asleep right beside us. Yeah,
exactly.
He's in the armchair beside us.
He's had a busy weekend. It's that time of year where we've had people over a couple nights in a row, so he's resting right now.
That's true.
Yeah, usually he's barking to get up, but he's out of eye shot, but he's right there.
I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Miss his gorgeous little face. We'll bring him on the screen in a little bit. See if he wakes up on his own.
And from Facebook, here we got hi from Ted and Susan, prepping for the
Orange night.
Orange
Yay! With the Canucks. Wish you were here. We do too. You guys look like you're having a fabulous time, and you're successful at getting somewhere that we have never been able to get to. We have booked cruises to Bonaire 3 times, and it hasn't happened. So happy and jealous that you guys were able to do it.
And they're on the Eurodam, by the way.
That's right.
That's where they are.
And there's a group of Canucks with them right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're taking over the world, one ship at a time. So what is next? It's time to talk about some cruise news stuff that's been going on while we've been cruising and having all the fun. And the first one that came up is that Carnival Corporation has announced that they're going to do some renovations at Half Moon Cay. So this one scared the bejeebies out of me when I first heard it.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about it too, because we love Half Moon Cay and all of the beauty that it offers right now.
Their plan is they're putting in a pier. They're putting in other facilities. They're even changing the name to Relax Away at Half Moon Cay. Like, I wonder where they got that idea. That's so, I don't know, original. They should have just called it Perfect Day at Half Moon Cay.
But are they putting a water park in there?
I'm not sure. They're doing a bunch of stuff. I've seen some pictures, but I was just kind of half looking at it and half kind of getting upset about it. Because part of the reason they're putting in the pier is so they can put the new Carnival XL class ships in there, the big monsters. XL's the right word? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's the concern, because it's not the biggest private island we've been to. So hopefully they do develop a lot more beautiful lounging, quiet spaces and snorkeling areas. I don't know. But
when you bring those big ships in there, I guess what really upsets me too is by the time this is going to be done in 2026, Celebration Key is going to be opening at the same time or around the same time. So why not just take those bigger Carnival ships and keep them over there and keep the Holland America ships in Half Moon Cay and keep it the way it is? Like, don't get me wrong. I like a pier instead of having a tender. It's a little bit of a added process.
Absolutely.
But if it means keeping it as this oasis that it is right now, I'm half willing to say I'm willing to do the boat ride for somewhere that's so beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it can work out well if they do it well. Like, I mean, you haven't seen the vlog yet because we're releasing our celebrity vlogs after this series of the Sun Princess. But we had the opportunity on our celebrity ship to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And that island was beautiful. And they have all the bells and whistles there, but it's large enough that it never felt crowded. There was plenty of staff there. So it was a perfect day. So it can be done, and it can be done right. We just hope that they put in enough facilities for the amount of people they plan on having on the island at any given day. That's my concern.
I'm skeptical.
And also the snorkeling. That's my other concern, because, I love snorkeling. And, we went to, what was it? Grand Turk. And they had just dredged out that whole area because they were making it larger for the Mardi Gras to be able to be there. And all the gorgeous snorkeling that was right there was gone. I couldn't see anything. So that was disappointing. So I hope they don't have to do that, which they probably will.
And I don't know. I'm really skeptical that it won't impact the feel and the vibe of that just relaxed, beautiful white sand, just gorgeous beach. I find it hard to believe that it's not going to have an impact, especially if you've got a smaller Holland America ship typically there. And now you're going to put this monster ship with thousands more people. They're going to come on. There's no way it's not going to impact it. And then it's kind of very disappointing. I don't know if that means we're going to lose our cupcakes or what's going to happen with those, but.
Yeah, that's the highlight of going there. The cupcakes. How many days till I get the cupcakes? If it's 48 days till I get on the cruise, that means 49 days.
Yeah, so that's a good.
I get the cupcake.
Those people coming on a group cruise, you may be one of the last to experience Half Moon Cay the way it really was.
Well, it's going to take them quite a few years to make all the changes.
Yeah, it'll still be another year after that, but a few comments there. I'm just seeing come in. Scott is saying that Carnival is trying to keep up with Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Good luck, because Royal Caribbean's got them rolling out like crazy. They've got another one in Nassau that's rolling out. I was seeing announcements about. They've got a
private island.
It's kind of like a private resort thing at Nassau.
Oh, okay.
They've also got the one at Costa Maya that they're working on. They've already got Half Moon Cay. They've got Labadee.
They're doing this because of, remember our topic months ago, where a lot of islands can't accommodate the amount of people that come. So they have to have the ships stop somewhere. So they're building their private islands for these monster ships,
There you go.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
That's part of it, I'm sure. Yeah. Jillian is saying that she's hearing that the pier will only be for Carnival ships, and Holland America is still going to have to tender. And it's funny that you say that, Jillian, because when I was looking at the maps, I saw the map. They were referencing the South Port as being the tender port, and they still had a ship in the picture there. And then they had the pier with a Carnival ship. And I thought, don't even tell me they're going to put just Carnival at the dock and make Holland America still tender. But that's the impression the pictures give me too.
Oh wow! And that will the pier be like on the other side of the island?
Yeah,
so
the other end of the beach.
We won't even see them, the Carnival people.
No,
like,
you're going to see
will it
them.
be segregated?
Well, Half Moon Key is semicircle.
Yeah.
And half moon.
Yeah.
And the top part of the moon, the north side, is going to have the pier.
Okay.
And the south side is where we go in right now on tender.
Right.
So you're going to see them. They're going to be right there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the quieter end of the beach that nobody ever goes up to, it's nice and tranquil, and they had some excursions up there. That's going to be where the Carnival Chaos is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's and I wonder, so if there's no Carnival ship there, will they really still make Holland America tender? That's what I want to know. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Peggy's late to the party. Scott has said there will be 6 XL class and 4 new 330,000 Carnival ships soon, and those will be going to Half Moon Key at this new pier. Wow. So yeah, it might be that stop that I used to dream of that I'm not worried about going to anymore is my fear. Mm-hmm. Huh. Oh, no more XL ships. Sure, you're saying disappointing. Roberta says.
The bigger, the better, Lauren's saying.
I hope the beverage package works at Holland America Private Island, so it does not.
It doesn't currently.
And I bet if Carnival's going there, it definitely is not, because their drink package is raised in price and very restrictive. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to work on Celebration Key. That's a whole other topic. But
yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, Canucks. The bigger, the better. That's what they say in Texas, isn't it? And Kelly says the additional construction of Half Moon Key will destroy the reef systems and drive away
the beautiful fish. Yep. Yeah, that's my fear.
Yeah, that is definitely the fear. Yeah, and the construction is going right now. So that group that we just talked about that's on the Eurodam,
yes,
they stopped at Half Moon Key, and I did ask them. I said, "What's going on there? Can you see evidence of the pier construction, or has it started yet?" They said yes. They can already see cranes and stuff at that north side.
Oh, really?
So when we go on the group cruise, you're going to see construction on the other end of the beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't share that.
Yeah. So it's already happening. Yep. Yeah. And Bruce and Tawny's saying that Mexico's got they've been threatening their tax. I'm not sure. I did hear someone was threatening tax, but they decided to delay it. It was Cozumel. So I'm not sure that's just Cozumel or all of Mexico. But
a new $42 tax. Is that like per person per visit or something?
Could
is that
be.
What that was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, that's the Half Moon Key news that, kind of jolted me a little bit because, like I said, that's kind of near and dear. It's one of those private islands that's a true oasis. So, what will you do with my mouse now? Christine's commenting about Half Moon Key.
We were at Half Moon Key in November, and you could see the pylons in the water for the new pier. There was a big crane on the beach also. Hate our beverage package doesn't work. Had the beverage package, and it doesn't work on the island.
Nope, it does not.
No.
Yeah, but Holland America, I hope they still do. But when we first went there years ago, we tried to go there. I was really sick that day. Mm-hmm. You could buy a little add-on to your beverage package that would give you unlimited drinks on the island. It was like $30 a person or something.
Yeah, but that was before COVID, so I'm not sure if that's still a thing. But that you used to do that. But I mean, there was a lot of things before COVID that you could do on cruise ships that you can't do now, or they don't offer now. So I'm not sure if that's still a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they do that or not. Mm-hmm. And Patty P, I'm seeing a comment here from Patrick and Marietta aboard the Eurodam right now. Fantasy day at Eagle Beach.
We recruited a new subscriber, Lori. Cheers. Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, guys.
Right on. There you go. Like I said, Canucklings are taking over the world, one Canuckling at a time.
I should make sure you guys all have Canuckling Cruising Canucks business cards as you go out on your cruises. I know I did give some away at our last group cruise. I'll have to get some and bring them for people. I know Wanda and Paul has been giving them out on our behalf on some of their travels too. It's great.
Oh. So that's enough about Half Moon Key. Mm-hmm. The next topic that caught my attention, at least I kind of chose the 4 highlights that really caught my attention, was that Norwegian is canceling another 35 sailings. This is after they canceled, a couple dozen at least in November. They canceled some, I think, last April. Norwegian has been just like crazy with the canceling of the cruises.
Yeah. And do you know why?
Well, it's actually, they say it's for fleet redeployment was the actual words that they used.
What does that mean? It means they're just changing where the ships are going?
Yeah, Yeah, Norwegian is kind of a funny one to me because I really feel like since COVID, they've been kind of lost as far as where they fit into the cruise world, their demographics around the world where they're cruising to. Like they came up with some really exotic cruises. Africa, for one, was an example I heard people talk about. And they had a lot of interesting, even Middle East kind of itineraries all over the place, and they've been canceling a lot of those. Now, some of those are because of cruising near the Middle East right now is not an advised thing.
Well, that makes sense, for sure.
But they've been canceling a lot of them. Some of them they've been canceling that were even like repositioning cruises, and they haven't announced what's going to happen with those ships instead. So there's like several ships involved with this. But yeah, it's very curious. It's almost a little bit worrying for me about Norwegian as to where they are as far as how they're running the business, I guess.
So we had this effect, a friend of ours who had booked on Norwegian on a Mediterranean cruise with a large group. And the ship that they were booked on is no longer going to be sailing in the Mediterranean. So they were told they could change their booking to another ship. But there was a significant price increase in order for them to do that. So I know they were in talks with Norwegian trying to work that out. I'm not sure how that ever panned out for them. But yeah, that would be disappointing if you had a vacation booked, and especially if you got a large group, they already had like flights and hotels booked, and now you're trying to figure out what you're going to do.
No, I do believe a lot of the ones that were canceled were like over a year away. So hopefully a lot of people didn't have flights and hotels booked and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But still, it makes you wonder what Norwegian's plan is. If this is a redeployment, what is the redeployment for? I did see something along the lines of saying that itineraries like Panama Canal and to the Caribbean and even Alaska were more popular, so they're refocusing. To me, that is code language for we're not doing the exotic ones around the world that we thought we were going to do. We're going to go back to the traditional areas where cruising is known to be bigger and more popular. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Norwegian, but yeah, I'd be a little worried if I had one booked a year or two out now, whether or not I'm going to be able to hold on to that booking.
Well, I think we'll be fine then, because we're really good at being the last minute Charlie, as they say, and booking them a few weeks or months before these days. We're not as well organized as most of you that are booking travel plans a year or two ahead. We're not very good at that, as you can tell.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where this goes for Norwegian. So we still own Norwegian stock.
We do.
We've never been able to. Have we ever been able to cash in on the stockholders' credit? Just once when we did the Norwegian Epic.
On the Epic.
Yeah. And our experience with Norwegian, like I'm not casting shade on Norwegian at all, because we've had only positive experiences on Norwegian ships. Yes. We've cruised, I think, 3 different cruise ships with Norwegian now.
3 different cruise ships, but one ship we did twice. So we cruised with them 4 different times and always had great experiences.
It was the first cruise line we ever went on where we had a drink package. Yeah, they were kind of innovative with that. But the thing is,
and specialty dining too.
Yeah, specialty dining. But I think since COVID, they came straight out and said that their fares were going up across the board, which kind of was contrary to the rest of the cruise business, even though they've all been raising them. Norwegian was pretty upfront about it.
They were.
And their prices they feel like they're a lot higher, which is why we haven't been on them as much as we used to be, I think.
Yeah, possibly.
So I'm not sure about the business model, their focus, what they're going for. It's still kind of, people ask us all the time, what about Norwegian? Would you guys vlog in Norwegian? We definitely would if we could find the right one that fits in our itinerary. We even asked everybody on our Facebook page when we were talking about group cruises, are you interested in doing Norwegian out of New Orleans? Because we thought that sounded like a lot of fun to us. Yeah. But yeah, more people wanted to go kind of Caribbean from Florida than they did New Orleans. So one of these days we'll convince you to go out of New Orleans with us. Even if there's only 20 of us, we're going to do it one time.
Yeah, we may do it. Yeah.
But that's the Norwegian news. But the next one is very interesting, especially if you like IKEA.
Oh my, what are we talking about now?
Virgin.
Oh.
So Virgin is offering an annual pass to their cruise ships.
I'm just reading what you wrote here. $120,000. It includes priority boarding, complimentary laundry services, and $100 bar tab credit per voyage. It also includes another guest that can change as needed. So if I decide to book a whole year on the cruise ship, you're saying I get free laundry. $100 a week in a bar tab, perhaps.
Yeah, whatever the voyage length is.
And I don't have to be with you every week.
You can change it up.
I can make you go home and have someone else join me.
Yep. Or you could get it and I could get it. And then we'd all just like, have random people showing up.
Random people.
Those random relatives and friends we have.
Oh yeah. So you, instead of spending $120,000, you want to spend $240.
You get a joining cabin.
120 wasn't enough.
Yeah, because you want a joining canyon.
I do want a joining, but I don't think I want to pay $240,000 to do that.
So yeah, I was trying to do the math there in my head. Like, what is that per week? Is that a reasonable number? 120,000? Do you think?
I don't know. You have to divide that by 52 weeks.
Well, I'm going to do that, but it just takes me a second here.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are people that do live on a cruise ship. We've met a few different people throughout the years that reside on a cruise ship. So I don't know.
Scott is saying $328 per day.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
per day per couple. Like that's not per person.
$2,300 a week roughly. So like that's not a terrible. Well, that's American. So let's make that into Canadian first, so our brains work on this one.
Well, you have a lot of American people following you, so
that's about 3,200 Canadian for a week. So that's not a great deal.
I like Sherry's comment. Those are Richard Branson prices. Oh yeah. Oh, Caleb's chiming in. $4,615 a week he got.
No.
Oh no.
Well, that'd be if you have two cabins.
If you did the two cabins,
yeah.
right? But that's only one. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. It kind of goes into that whole like people who are buying space on cruise ships and they keep not sailing and losing their money or having delays. So Virgin's just come out.
Maybe you should do one sailing on Virgin.
Yeah.
Like try it for like a week before you think you're going to spend $120,000 on it for a whole year.
My brain went the other direction. I thought, oh my gosh, it's like someone locked me in IKEA for a year and I can't get out. That's what I thought it was like. Don't you think?
I'm planning a home renovation this spring, and I think I'm going to make sure I buy everything from IKEA just for Mr. Canuck. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, get me an IKEA lounger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll just be enough to make me move out.
Oh, takes that little. There you go.
I'll be on that Virgin cruise.
Oh my.
So that was interesting from Virgin. That kind of caught my attention. So it's true though. Richard Branson and Virgin, I think part of their business plan and their approach is we're going to make cruising different, right?
Yes.
So they're kind of doing things that are just deliberately out of the box, is what I feel.
Well, I think they have some great ideas. I'm not sure if all their ideas are great. I haven't sailed with them yet, but some of the things I've seen and heard from their cruise has piqued my interest quite a bit. But yeah, this is an interesting strategy. You know, it'd be really nice, like if you were like selling your family home and you were waiting for like a retirement apartment or something like that, and you had a year where you just sold the home and you went and lived on the cruise ship before you moved into your next stage home.
Yep.
Then it would be an option.
Yep, would be. Well,
I'm trying to figure out where and how we would ever do something like that.
Well, Virgin has a cruise that's all over 4 months long, South Pacific, and the price, at least Canadian dollars, is $92,000. So if you think about that, and Virgin is $120,000, so it's not even 50% more, and you get a whole year's worth of sailing instead of just 4 months in the South Pacific. So yeah,
it'll be interesting. I don't know.
And that's any ship. You're not committed to a ship with that fee either. You can jump. You can get off one ship and get on another ship if you want. If you want to do different itineraries, different things.
Can you imagine packing for that? But yeah, that's interesting. If you could, get off one and walk over to another one at a different port.
Yep.
I like that idea.
I think
it's kind of a neat idea, actually.
Especially if you didn't have to reserve it. You just walk up to the ship and show your annual pass, and then you just have to give you a room. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm sure you have to reserve it. Christine is saying, I wonder what kind of cabin that is. I would assume it's starting at an inside cabin.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Might have been a balcony. I can't remember.
Oh, really?
I can't remember if it said. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought for some reason it was a balcony. Because who's going to spend a whole year in an inside cabin? I can do 7 days, but I don't know if I want to do a year.
Well, we've done a lot more than 7 days.
I did 22 days.
We did.
Yeah.
And you still couldn't find your way to your cabin. So maybe if I moved you onto a ship for a whole year, you wouldn't get lost on it. That would be the upside of it for you. But we'd have to stay on the same ship. We couldn't ship hop.
Oh, yeah. I'd be lost for sure. Yeah. Oh, Scott is saying that it is balconies that they're selling for $120,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be okay if you could be gone the whole time and not pay for anything else. Yeah, exactly. Like you would hate to be paying for a home that you're not, well, I mean, I guess some people do it. A lot of people have 2 or 3 homes and they can afford to do it. But yeah, for us, it would be if you weren't maintaining this house and you hadn't moved into your next spot. I could see our head getting around it.
Yep. For sure. I wonder how much weight I gain on a year-round cruise.
Oh, God. Yeah, you definitely would have to change the strategy than what we do when we're on a 7-day cruise and we're trying to try it all and eat it all and experience it all. You definitely have to be committed to visiting the gym every day like I am visiting our workout room in our house.
I usually budget like a pound a day for my cruising, so.
Do you? A pound a day?
365 pounds if I go on that Virgin cruise for you.
Stop.
Oh.
Could be deadly to our health. Yeah, okay. So scratch that plan. We're not doing that, anybody.
Guess that's out, people.
That's gone.
And the last thing I want to cover, which I thought was just hilarious. But John Heald, Carnival's ambassador, ex-cruise director, on Facebook, he's always doing the discussion and answering questions. He had mentioned, this is a quote from John Heald. It says, "Those upside down pineapples are definitely no longer allowed on the ships, and they will be removed from any cabin doors." So there's the position from Carnival now, is that no upside down pineapples, they will remove them.
I have no comment to this. I really don't. Of course, you bring this up on a live just to see how uncomfortable I can get. So if you don't know, because I did not know, and we had been on probably 35 cruises before I knew. And it was a bunch of followers. It was after we were vlogging before I was ever brought into this secret world or heard about it. I don't know how you say it. But anyways, I bought a dress that was full of pineapples and I posted it on social media on a video, and I was just trying it on at home. I didn't wear it out in public. And I got all these comments saying, well, it's a good thing the pineapples are not upside down, Jill. So I have this dress in my closet. It's never left my house because I'm too afraid to wear it, because apparently that means something in the cruise community. Who knew?
Now,
I didn't.
Now you can't even wear that dress upside down on Carnival. You can do no handstands on Carnival with that dress. They will take that dress from you.
You don't have to worry about it. That dress will never be worn on a cruise ship, or I don't know. Like, I haven't even worn it, period. I'm so afraid after I heard all these comments on our channel when this all played out. So
the debate online about this announcement from Carnival was that, like, what constitutes an upside down pineapple? And what if it's 90 degrees? Is there a problem?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So how far over does the pineapple have to be before it's a problem?
Scott's saying Virgin is known for being the upside down pineapple cruise, just for your information. So there you go. Does that make you want to try them out more or less? Oh.
Yeah, there's comments.
Oh no, Peggy's saying I have a t-shirt with upside down pineapples.
She doesn't care. She still wears it. But
she still wears it.
They're going to take that shirt from you, Peggy, is what I hear.
Don't go on a Carnival ship with it.
Or at least
I think it's just on the doors. They're referring to door magnets. Am I correct?
They're referring to stuff on the doors, yes.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure they'd really come up to you and take your shirt from you.
No, I'm sure they wouldn't. Oh my goodness.
So I'm not sure. I mean, that's
quite the show you put together today.
Maybe that's where it's heading. Then is that you won't see upside down pineapples on doors, but you're going to see it on people's clothing, and that's how they're getting the message out. We're gonna have to watch for this on Virgin and see what the position of Virgin is. Yeah, if we ever get on a Virgin cruise, I don't know. Does IKEA have pineapples in the store?
You're scaring me now. IKEA have pineapples.
I'm not sure they sell pineapples at IKEA.
They may sell ceramic ones. I don't
know. But yeah, so I'm curious if Carnival's going to allow pineapples to be right side up, or will the cabin stewards just right side them up, or do they take them off if they're upside down? That's what I want to know.
Oh, for goodness
The pineapple management is what.
But why would you put one other one on your door now if you know that's what's like? Because I'm sure that there's going to be some smart Alex on the cruise that is going to see one the correct way up, and they're just going to go and move it. You would probably be that smart Alex thinking you were getting, having a joke.
Only if it was on Bruce's door, yeah.
Yeah. If you're a Canuckling, you're fair game. Just warning you all if you decide to go on a cruise with him.
Terry is saying, she says that people are going to start hiding pineapples the way they hide ducks.
Cruising ducks. That's funny.
Yeah, Peggy's saying pineapple management, a new position on the cruise ship
Nice
now.
job for somebody. Hey, I would live on a cruise ship if all I had to do was walk up and down the decks, the cabin decks every day and just remove any pineapple magnets. That's a pretty easy job.
Yeah, pineapple gate. That's what Mary is saying. Oh, man. I see a couple actual questions that are not pineapple related.
Funny.
We should touch a couple that are not pineapple.
Okay, let's do that.
Caleb's the first one. Would you do a 3-year cruise on a smaller ship?
It's a great question. I'm not sure about the answer. What do you think?
I'm thinking no.
Okay.
Well, I would. In my mind, I think I could do it if the world was just like, in a utopia, nothing in the world ever went wrong. But my fear is that somewhere, family, friends, something would come up that you need to be home for.
Yeah, well, I think you would have to go into it knowing that you'll probably have to leave at some point for family or whatever. But yeah, I think 3 years sounds like a very long commitment to us to be cruising on a ship. I don't even know if I could do a full year, to be quite honest with you. The longest we've done has been a total trip of being away from our home for 5 weeks. And that was on 3 cruises, 2 different ships, that sort of thing. And that felt really long. I don't think we would
I was ready to be home.
Extend it longer than that. I think, that was, I would say that I think I'm comfortable with saying I don't want to be away from home more than 6 weeks, but happier with a 3-week traveling period each time.
Yep. And Gary is questioning whether or not we're going to be allowed to have upside down pineapple cake from this point on.
There you go.
It's not
Mr. Canucks' favorite dessert.
It's not going to be on the menu anymore at the MDR, that's for sure. I grew up my whole life having Sunday's upside down pineapple cake.
On Sundays, his mom would make it for dessert. Yes.
Yes, there you go.
And it's delicious.
It's delicious. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It can be taken so many different ways.
Sorry, guys.
My little hobby says, I don't remember, but want to know how we booked the Morella ship. By not going through Sunwing. I want a vacation on Discovery 2, which is not booking from Canada.
Okay.
So basically we did actually a whole video that's like detailed. It's probably be a lot better than what we could do right now on the live. Yeah,
we do have a whole video just about that.
But basically it was look for the option on the website that says cruise only, because you don't want the flight part that goes from England because you're coming from Canada. Mm-hmm. And then from that part on, the challenge becomes you can actually enter all your information, say you're from Canada. There's no restrictions on that. The problem for us was paying. So what we had to do is there was an option to use PayPal to pay the fare. So that's how we got around.
They wouldn't take any of our Canadian credit cards, whether it was in a Visa or American Express or any Canadian credit card. It had to be a UK-based credit card, but they did take PayPal. So that's how we were able to do it.
That's how we got around it, yeah. So we were able to, they knew we were Canadian. We didn't kind of slip or play anything funny with the rules. We booked it on their website as Canadians. It was just the paying that was the challenge. Yeah,
and the other bit of a challenge can be... when booking with them is that they do their date of births in different orders than what we do in North America. So we usually do the month, the day of the year. They do
it was backwards,
day, the month, the year. And so for me, with my birthday being on the 29th of a month, it really messed it up. And so that had to be switched and dealt with too.
Yeah. So they're saying, thanks. I will try that and reach out to them today. And they refused to book me, but I like their ships. So.
Yeah. We really do too, but it makes it a little challenging.
We had an issue with P&O cruises in the UK not letting us book, but with Morella, we didn't actually talk to anybody. We just did it right on their website. There was nobody to say no.
There you go.
There you go.
And P&O, I think you can do it if you just book with a travel agent, like a UK-based travel agent, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You could do that and then just pay their agency because, there is a way around to do around that too.
Okay.
Yep. So. Oh, okay. So I think we're over our time. We are by 5 minutes. So.
Oh, wow.
So we ended on the upside down pineapples on a good note. And we are back next week, are we? It is getting closer to Christmas next week.
It is.
But we will be back next week. And hopefully all your shopping is almost done. I'll be just about starting probably by then. But we'll be a few days till Christmas by the time we do the next live. Yeah. That's the plan. Mm-hmm. You'll get all those things you dreamed of in the last couple of days before Christmas.
Mr. Canuck likes to go Christmas shopping for me, and we don't really buy anything big for anything, just stocking stuffers. But he waits till all the shelves are empty, so then he can only get whatever's left on the shelf. Right? Is that your strategy?
It's less confusing that way. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Peggy. I might have said it backwards. I'm reading the comments she's saying, but yes.
Okay. So have a good rest of your Sunday. Have a good week ahead, and we will see you next Sunday for our next live.
Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Happy gift wrapping and baking and setting up Christmas trees, all that fun stuff.
And shopping for cruises.
Bye for now.